So you know, the interesting thing about the longevity here, what would you, I feel like we're going backwards a little bit, but I just want to bring it up again just to emphasize why are you still doing this? You obviously have a job, you have to pay bills, and this is a complete passion project that's a project. You don't really call it a project after a while when you've been doing it. Fill in the number. How many years? 25, 30, 20, 30?
Approaching 40. Like, what is it, 90 to
yeah.
20? I mean, I was taping in the 80s, but I was on TV in 1990. So,
right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Doing it somewhat under the professional name. Right. Why?
Man, it's gone from so many things, and it always will be that I'm a fan, right? So first and foremost, I'm a fan. I think secondarily, I'm a nerd. I like electronic toys.
Man, you are in the right fucking room right now, bro.
Yeah.
There's some fan nerd shit going on here. That's what this is.
Yeah, man. I think, so to be clear, I wish I had a job. I do a lot of 1099 work. So if you're looking to hire somebody like me, please let me know.
well, let's do it. Let's do an ad. What do you do? What can we hire you for?
You know, honestly, this is kind of a weird thing, and one of the main reasons maybe that you haven't seen what I do go bigger is because I have this weird thing, not that I'm opposed to it at this day and age, but when I start working in my field of expertise, I can't do it for fun. So like I used to work for the Austin Music Network, and I would put in 40 hours a week editing their videos and doing their productions. And then Saturday would roll around and I was like, oh man, I got to do the show. So I don't know that I would be exploring work, but I am very capable in all Adobe products. I can edit pictures, videos, creative mind to cut it together, shooting, camera expert. I can do all that.
Audio too.
I have been doing courier work more than anything, which is like the yin and yang. So like when I go do Z, I'm better at doing A. So A to Z is different, you know?
Yeah.
I would do anything that paid the bills well. Honestly, I am capable of a lot of things from, you know, I've been in insurance almost 20 years at one point. Customer service. I do courier work mostly now. I've been applying for medical couriers because it pays well, you know, but and if you got money and you want to put my name on the check, let me know. I'll look into it.
I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people assume that because of my background, they think that what I do for a living is interview bands and write for magazines and stuff.
I still think that about Dave.
I know.
About both
Daves. A lot of people think that's my bread and butter.
Here.
Yeah. And a lot of people think that's my bread and butter, but they don't know that, you know, I have a 40-hour-a-week straight job, if you will, day job, whatever. But I hear what you're saying. It's like, as passionate as I am about music, if I did it 40 hours a week and then tried to do it in my spare time for the excitement and the passion of it, that would be diluted because I'm so worn out from the 9-to-5 grind. So I hear what you're saying. And then it's like, I almost prefer it to not be my job so that I am excited about it and I can pour my passion and my heart into it and make it the best it can be, rather than just checking a box because the clock is ticking.
Totally. And so that brings me back to kind of answering, you know, why I do it. And it'll always be the tech nerd. It'll always be the fan. But these days, I had discussed early on in my relationship with my now wife, how while I have all the toys and I have all the knowledge and I have all the capability, it's landing flat. Why don't I like what I'm doing? Why am I just discouraged? You know, I left doing TV to do it on my own, and I've got every opportunity to go in every club. God bless every club in this town that lets me walk through the door and just do my thing. It's a beauty. I'm blessed. I'll never forget it. But I just didn't feel a connection. I got a YouTube channel with like 15,000 subscribers at the time, but I was still just like, I don't know, man. It's just not what I want to do. I surely don't want to be the guy with the goth girl videos on YouTube. You know, I need some people to see the art that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so what I figured I was missing was the local connection. We had a long talk about passion and art and being an artist. And I realized, man, I am missing that local connection. And
Yeah.
at the time, I was living out of town and concerned that I couldn't access the studio facility again. But a little research led me to the fact that San Marcos is now included in their area for being able to produce. So that's what got this new ball rolling again. At the time, I was living in the San Marcos area, and I took some new courses to go back and do TV again. But I was like, it ain't Dave TV. This is Capsize. This is my passion. This is why I started. This is what I need. I will not do this if I cannot get as many people from my history to come back and do this with me. I reached out to Nathan and James right away. And James was like, all right, where do I sign up? He was like, you're dragging me in again? I'm like, yes, I am. And Nathan was like, I'm not doing TV. He was like, no, I'm not doing TV. And then finally, I took a picture of me in the studio taking the course. And he's like, when's the course?
Oh,
And he took the course, and his famous line for the first few months we did this last incarnation of the show with him on it was, I'm not doing TV. I'm here at the studio. I don't know what this is, but no, I'm not doing TV. He was doing TV.
yeah.
And we had some great times, and we left on a high note. Unfortunately, on the way back from New Mexico, we had taken a great trip, and we were coming home, and got into the airport. A lot of drama with the flight home. As soon as we walked in the door, my phone lit up with a call from Nathan's daughter, who I never hear from. And I was like, I don't want to answer that call.
Mhm.
And my bride said, you got to. And that's when I learned I lost my best friend, man.
Yeah.
And the next day we were back in town, I had a band scheduled for the TV show where he would have been right there, you know? And everyone's like, are you going to cancel? I'm like, no, I can't cancel. He'll kick my ass, man.
Yeah.
So I went in and we did the show, man. And I've been doing it every week
Wow.
since. And it's tough to look out there and not see him. But
Yeah.
he's a part of our history, man, a big part of it.
Yeah, he's a part of everybody's history in this
Yeah.
town. If you're even remotely involved in music, Nathan had an impact somehow. A huge loss for the Austin music community, and I know it hit you especially hard because you have such a long history with him, and you guys have accomplished so much together. And man,
I had to keep going. Like now, it's sealed. Like this is my death rider, man. You know, lifers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many years was he with you as a partner? How many years were you guys?
He came on in 91, man. And, you know, he probably didn't have more than a year off the several times that I told him, don't come around here no more. But, you know, like anybody, you know, over 30 years, you have ups and downs, right? So,
Yeah, that's normal.
yeah, he was a part of it from 91 until then. So, you know, just as much as me, and the passion that he brought and the bonding that he did. Like I'm Mr. Task. I'm like A to B, run the cable, run the mic, do the mix. And he's like, hey, and getting everybody like in the mood. So we all had our little pieces, man.
Yeah.
But that's why I got to keep doing it, man. I think, you know, Steve Wonderbread made a film. It's lifers. We're lifers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned one of the reasons you do this is you were a fan first. Do you remember what was it that got you hooked on music as a kid? What album or concert or whatever? When did the music bug bite you?
It was definitely the 70s. My grandparents were who raised me, and they were the type that had an old 78 RPM record recorder and sat around the campfires playing songs with the family. And big country music fans, you know, all of the real stuff, Hank Sr. and all those old cats. And I grew up in a house with that stuff on all the time. They took me out to see Ernest Tubb, legend, when I was very young. And I was
Wow.
like, what's all this live music? And it was really neat, you know? And I definitely
Was
had
that
been,
around here? Was that around
I
here?
was, let's see, Ernest Tubb was actually in Llano. I think it was 78, 77 or 78.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk
So
about
that was
culture.
crazy.
That's culture.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my actual real first live show.